Once the Holy Spirit is clear, it's stipulated there. That once you sin, you enslave yourself. Anger is one of those. Greed is another. Greed. Greed. Greed, greed, greed. Yeah, I've already told you that the end destroys the right. You mean, you want something, but you go, you are greedy for power, you are greedy for money, you are greedy for women and men, you are greedy for everything. Greed can cost up. Yeah, it is. Don't you have people who are good here? They don't mind spreading other people's names. They can do anything that it takes to make sure that other people are put down. Because they want power, they want money, they want to be seen as the best of the people. We have lust. Can I talk about that? Lust. That is an untouchable topic, lust. People will tell you, don't like the sanga. If they can also go to one, you can go to say. Don't have a papa in mind. You see, when I said that there's a number, you said, now what is Father talking about? The feelings, I mean the feelings. People argue like that. Not so. Last. It is one of the deadliest ones also. But people say, at least it's natural. It's your harm. We cannot get your harm. You demand your harm. No, last is your harm. Can I tell you something funny? Yes. Can I? Yes. Listen to this. You know, do you know what they call children? Molder. Or children, no, children. What about the family? Mold. The mold. Why you put, when if you want to mold something, that thing is not what you want. Now imagine, when they want to make a human being, they give me with you. There is a certain sugar used. Listen, didn't you believe they do not know to say that? Now, something which brings you into existence, you play around with it and you joke with it. Is that an order? That is being disrespectful. That is lowering yourself to the lowest level. Alright? That Richuma should already use and use for the purpose for which it wasn't intended. Of late, I have had people tell me, a disclaimer again. Somebody was saying, "Is it a family? Tabakazi tiafai." Abasajja bakatulemesa. Kati nyo n'omusajja n'obwakolaki. Hakuwa nimanye saa yona naswala okunyita, naswala kuleta kino na kiri. Ati to abakazi abingi tukyatoka mu maka. Nyetangira ekisajja kyange oko. Nikuwanga kasitapule na nyine n'ebyange. Tena lusaha kati n'amutakumanya mu Hasi mtu akitangira. Mtu atakayoge. Takayoge? First that said that they have faith in that. Then you have faith in that, so there's no problem. But it's good. Do you know what it has cost men? Last. Can I tell you what it has cost you? I tell you? Yes. It has caused you temporary impotence. It is a psychological phenomenon. How does it come about? I actually I go and do what? And cheat. After cheating, I can't go away with it because I have the conscience. The conscience haunts me. I get back home, I'm going with it, I want to go with Daddy. The worker will say no. Can't hold? No work. No, not you are there. Even can take 1, 2, 3, 4 days without dealing with Daddy. But time will come when you want to go with Daddy, the mind, because sex is from the mind. The worker goes. Scientifically proven also that most men in Uganda and Africa as a whole, 94%, when they reach the age of 45, they are no longer functioning. Reason being unfaithfulness and cheating. Yes, now they get surprised. When they leave home and they go out, they function. This is the funny bit of it. Yeah? I've done what? Nailed it. So when they go out, they are lifted, they go out again, they are functioning. Simply because they are part-time. But when you are committed, you might be there, you have done wrong. You cannot go away with it. You cannot go away with it. Others reach a level, they are already starting to do the work like this. Now, I'm not saying you do and things that's what they are doing. But what I'm telling you, men who are doing that you are trading in a wrong trade, it is still sin. You know it is sinful. Once you do it, it will hold you. And it will affect your marriage. And it has affected so many. Now, ask me, Father, have you tried this and that and the other? Yes, I've seen so many couples having that issue, those issues. I've sat them down. We have discussed and talked. And I said, let's be open to each other. We talk about issues. After talking about issues, they open up to each other, say, forgiveness should be part of this. They forgive each other. Say, please, I did wrong here, I did this, that, the other. They get back home and they have their good marriage and they start functioning normally. Then they will say, Father, now man, they say that it was your unfaithfulness. Gladly. Being a gladly. Now, the other day, we had gone for the party. When we went for the party, they had prepared a very good meal. Chicken was there, pork, beef, dodo, cajo, and other food. We could also. Somebody ahead of us was having a blend. Put on when he got to the dish where they were serving chicken, he put there the first piece, he put the second one, yet the third one. Then he told us, you know, gentlemen, I like chicken. Then another one made me ask, who does it? As if that was not enough. We went ahead and put on pork. The thing was, the mountain was growing. And they put on excuse me. The food may be good, may look good and tasty. Right? Why do you really have to shame yourself? You eat and eat as if there is no eating tomorrow. Excessive consumption of sincerely, is that enough? Too much of anything is always it. Being a glutton is not good. you are alone and you don't want to work, and you see what the devil does. So you come to us and you start to thinking of beraha, as people say, beraha. And if your Torah has beraha, strong words. Now, there is jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy. Before a woman or a man becomes a witch or a wizard, they take 2 course units. Now I use the language of the university, not so? The last 2 course units people use so as to qualify as witches or wizards are these: jealousy and envy. Those are the last 3 lessons. We have in them about the soul, Mumuta, Asoma, Umaria, Umamara, Soma, and Lamar. So in your living them, I've been here, which you might have break Babaro. Can't no community and Mulu. I'm not in behind. Give up on Mazini. You're what I will have. Rudy to Pomineke. Have more Kuma in the hand of the father. Had your father had the one of Bakita? I'm the only one in the whole world, Father. I'm the only one. I'm unique. And I'm me. Even if you make noise, say, Kavyogam, I can be better. No, don't compete with me. I am me. And you are you. Thank God for who you are. See, Mama, come and you know. And thank God for the other person also who he or she is. Appreciate the gifts the other person has. And appreciate mine and appreciate everybody's whatever gifts. Because when you are envious of the other person, none of us are going to do himself. Rachel will come here and do that. It's okay. Those are the names I get very fast. Please surprise what I'm going to talk about. They are all young ladies and beautiful ladies. That's that. You can make a distinction between the 2. What is the first distinction?
Hair and makeup.
Color. So who is what? Tell me the distinction.
She's brownie.
So Winnie is more brown than Rachel. But also Rachel is more dark than this one. What is the difference? So tell us another. Yes.
The colors of the clothes they are putting on.
Leave the clothes.
One is short.
Exactly, that's it. Balance. Now, can I tell you something? Even if we give you a school, starting at this level, that's not your level. Accept she's taller than you. And accept that she's darker than you. Right? Let her be what she is and be what you are. Accept each other. Those differences are there. Now I want to show you that the inner person is the same. The inner person is the same. But what we are using as a distinction, this is the other. Those are mere outward things we are seeing. Can you remove this from here? We are going to Okay, let me use this one, okay? Whose jacket is this? It's whose? Then the I'm not going to tell you to remove the dress. The dress belongs to the shoes, the eyes, me, the eyes are hers, the hands are hers, the body is hers, and everything. She's been able to give me the rosary, and it is hers, I accept. But I want to find her. If this is yours, or this is yours, and everything that you've given me, and yours, where are you? I want to see you. Where are you? Now, even the other was supposed to tell you, the hands are mine, the body is mine, everything is mine. So where are you? Can you find yourself? You are more than your body, you are more than your dress, you are more than your shoes, you are more than your rosary. So that one in you, okay, which I cannot touch and which you yourself cannot touch, which Rachel cannot touch and which one of you cannot touch, not so? Is that person who is in the image of God. And that one, you should not envy. Somebody has put on a dress. This is a mere dress. The body is a mere what? Dress. They can put on the rosary and put on the what? The jacket. So when you fail somebody because of this and that and the other, you cannot put on this clear shirt. You cannot put on the clothes I'm putting on. I'm putting on these clothes, they should not make me different from you. They cannot distinguish me as a priest, but they do not distinguish me as an animal or a non-human being. I'm a human what? Being. So those of you who get envy and jealous of others, you are just betraying your level of your full being. Know that you are human beings. As human beings, you ought to look at others also as human beings. The giftedness that God dispenses to them variously is intended for the welfare of those who have those gifts and for the welfare of us all. Is my priesthood mine? It's yours. You called me here, now here, I'm talking the whole things about, I will talk until the cows come back. No problem. Now, is my priesthood mine? And people have not realized what it is. Can I say? Whatever you have nothing. Nothing belongs to you. Everything belongs to other people. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? That everything you have belongs to other people. Who is ready to preach that? Yourself? No, you yourself. No, this one. You yourself. A disclaimer. Here you are, the whole of you, all right? You are not meant for yourself. Are you married? I like the way how people carry out the marriage right in the Protestant church. When they are declaring, you are Protestant? You know how you say it when you are going to marry in the church? Do you realize that everything you have belongs to you or belongs to another person? Yes. But I don't hear about those things. I'm going to show you something funny. Go to the other door and come back and don't see. You make a stop. Make a stop. Did you know that you have a smooth face? You don't. Did you know that you are beautiful? You know. So the first God has given you is not yours. It is meant for men to see and admire. See you, and they admire you, so that the ministry of marriage continues. Yes. So does your face belong to you? Here you are carrying it. You are just like a lampstand carrying the lamp. You are there, who can see me and admire me so that you can have a family? That's it. You see yourself with the big man. How do you call this in English? Scaffold. Scarf muscles to attend. She gets her baby scarf muscles as I said. She feels the bloke said, no, that is to attract people. So it's not yours. For you, they are making you walk like this, but actually they are telling the other one, thank you for getting this one. This is the one I want. So, and fundo yao, the one who admires you. Face yao, for the one who admires you. Your bombs and the restaurant are moving, the states in which you are moving are not yours. For the other person. Are we together? Have you understood what I'm talking about? Yes. So all of you, when you see this person and they take yourself back, no, you are being, because whatever she has, it is not hers. How can I be good at propaganda? I bet the money high. Think what's about you so broke or Mulekera ni hali nisamu. Ruhanga ya hayenyewe wala ya kuibe msimu. Kujia pete ni imani. And there's no one better than that. Each one of us has something to contribute. And each one has his best, don't have best. Let us concentrate on that which we can do best. And make use of it properly. To make sure that we contribute to the welfare of this institution. You are supposed to contribute according to ability. Let us use the Inherent philosophy. You contribute according to ability and share according to need. In the event you feel that another person seems to be better than you, okay? Always wake up every morning, have a mirror in your room, and do this. Thank you, Lord, for creating me the way I am. I'm so handsome. I'm the best among the people that you love.
Yes.
It's going to be of this kind of jealousy and care. Because you appreciate yourself. And always appreciate yourself. I'm sincere, sir. We are sick because we are kind of others. We are sick because we are envious of others. We are sick because we are jealous of others. We are losing out because we are carrying others. Why do we carry people? Don't we have work to carry? Now let's get back home. Any person who has annoyed you, or whom you have been a silent admirer, and you feel envious, okay? Go talk to this person and make this person your friend. Things will be okay. If you are angry with the person, put it down with the person, because the luggage is too heavy for you. You are going to lie before I get you to lie. Before I get you to where you are supposed to take it. Are we together? Tell you, are we together? Yes, sometimes I will carry when I reflect on life. And sit down and all. You are telling somebody the truth, but the person says, look at this food. There's somebody yesterday but one called me a fool. I said, it's okay. Are you also a priest? I said, yes. You are a fool. I said, yes. Each one of us has some level of foolishness. Yeah, you are calling me a fool, but could be more foolish. So I reflect and say, if we knew what we are supposed to be and what we have as human beings, do you know how much peace we'll be having? Too much. Do you know, when I'm reflecting again, I see ourselves killing ourselves and we are dying. And yet we shouldn't die. I wonder how I wish we knew what we are. Alright? Let's reconcile with those who go after that. Let's become the new people and let us change our attitude. Now, I have the term, change your attitude. towards others. Change your attitude towards things. Change your attitude towards everything that you are planning, your goals and everything that you are planning. Once you change your attitude, everything is going to be okay. All words which can add up to 100, I think this is only word attitude. If you add up the position of the letters A, 1, T, this, when you add up, it goes to 100%. But all the others, many people get I'm sick, I'm suffering from this and that. What we call demonology, also, demons. It's wrong attitude. Is wrong attitude. Anger, and you get angry, is wrong attitude. Envy is wrong attitude. Okay? Jealous is wrong attitude. If I came here wanting to do deliverance, not so. I'm already doing it, but in a different form. Most of these ladies and these men have fallen down and made a lot of noise. So I don't want you to make noise now, but I want you to make noise when you are alone and you sit down and say, Father was telling me this and this. Am I not being foolish really to carry the other person? Am I not being foolish to envy the other person? Am I not being foolish to be jealous of the other? Are we together? Those will be the cries. Once the cries are done in that manner, then you will get to God and have the sacrament of reconciliation with God and with Him. God created us for two purposes. Purpose number one, to love Him, worship Him, and adore Him. Not so? Purpose number two, to love our neighbors, we love ourselves. And we can only exhibit that we love God who has created us through loving each other. Envy, anger, jealousy are not characteristics of love. So once we are having those in our lives, okay, we are going against our purpose of being created. Is anger, envy, and jealous characteristics of love? Are they? But that's what we are carrying. Okay? Now, we can only show God that we love Him when we love our neighbor and when we do to other people what we wish they will do to us. Last but not least, getting a sacrament of reconciliation helps us to regain our former loss of grace and glory. We regain our Ubuntu. We regain our position before God and before our neighbors. Quite a number of you have neglected prayer. Prayer is so important that even when we are in a state of sin, when we pray, we try to cleanse ourselves and create space for a strong will to live. So when you pray, it is good food for the mind, for the soul, for the spirit. Once that good food is there, you are stress-free. And once you are stress-free, your body immunity goes up. And once your body immunity is up, it means long life is close at the hand. You want to live long? Yes. Then become a friend of prayer. When you pray, another thing with prayer is you concentrate. When you pray, you have to concentrate on whatever you are doing. What causes that? Because you are praying to a supreme being. A supreme being who is better than all other beings and stronger than all of them. So prayer drives out what we call fear out of your life. And once fear is gone, then whatever you are doing, you concentrate. The good thing with concentration is that whenever you concentrate, you see fruits. You see fruits. When you see fruits of the work of your hand, of what you have concentrated on, you get excitement and joy. This is why they have given us in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 21 to 24, that you will enjoy the fruits of your sweat. Out there. So those of you who have abandoned prayer, you have abandoned the Lord for yourself. Because it is very good food for the mind. It helps you to concentrate. It helps you not fear. It helps you to have hope that everything is And once you have hope, it means that you create a resilience that you are able to withstand any form of fight or conflict or anything. At the end of the day, what you have been hoping for comes to do what? To pass. So I pray that God sends us His Spirit to enlighten us, gives us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that whatever we have shared today may help us to become a better people, to become better leaders and teachers in this institution, better support staff, and better faithful Christians. This we ask for Christ. Although I told you my name is Macarius, but I say consider myself done in this moment. This is what I am able to share with you. If there are any questions, you can ask me. Anything that is not clear that you want me to clarify?
It's time for questions.
Don't have any questions, I'm going to do something that I'm going to train or trainees. Okay? And this is challenging. Can I challenge you? Self-evaluation. What is it that I've done well that I should keep doing? That's it. What is it that I've done well today that I should keep doing?
There is a hand.
Thank you so much, Father, for making and what you have done now, the lively sharing and involving some of the participants in your sharing was so
So every time I go to teach adults, it should be participatory learning or teaching or sharing. Yes, you have something to say?
Thank you so much, Father. I feel you have been very, very open. And sometimes human beings fear the truth, but you have been speaking the truth. So keep up.
I should maintain my name going to blank. It's okay. So, in other words, I was very confident. I knew what I was talking about. So every time I go to talk, I should show that high level of confidence, okay?
Father, also on my side, I see that you have touched almost everything which is required of us, both at workplace and
Back home.
outside there. And thank you very much for being open. People are always not open. Then you find that things are going wrong and you're also watching. So you have trained us always to learn how to communicate and how to channel communication.
Wonderful. So it means I have communicated effectively, and in a way, as a trainer of trainees, I've trained you to learn how to communicate, be good mediators, be good listeners. Well, you must have listened, I'm sure. All right? So the jovial mood, when I'm talking, I should remain calm, remain normal, remain myself. So I was myself today. Okay. Bruce, was I myself today? As usual. So let me hear from this old man. He has to tell me something. Kiki ekiwaro ekinseme ekinakora kunga ekisembe kuigazaawo ekinkozere kubegamba kinokire. Kandi nebimbarize hano biro. Yes,
So, thank you so much, Father. I think you are a very good teacher, and I've learned a lot from you. You speak the truth, and you use living examples. Thank you.
So to me, the class was successful. What is it that I have done that I should not do? No, but that's one part. When you're evaluating somebody, there is the positive and the negative. Yeah. Yes, please.
Talking too much without interludes.
Interludes.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, you're right. But when I'm teaching people from that class to 2, those ones I give so many, I can't. Yes, please.
I must appreciate what number one, my age.
Yeah, I gave you because of your age. I can't get that age.
So the little I found, live according to the Bible, that my years would have been 70 years.
You're 80 years old. 7 days. You're 80 already.
Number two, appreciate for being a teacher. Like to see that my profession going forward, but I could see that and of course reminding my principal thirdly, because I'm religious. When I could imagine how we started, we were 15 young girls. But now we are reminded only 4. So also I have to appreciate and utilize the little time we have. God bless you.
I'm used to talking for 2, 3, 4 hours. I am sweating the interviews. I don't bring them. Next time I go for adults who are in the particular places, I appreciate that. I correct that and make sure that we get a break. Don't get scared. Father Makar is the simplest guy I've ever met on earth, and he's free. You fear? Sister,
No, mine is not saying what has not gone well.
he has something. Let him say.
Thank you very much. For me, I'd like to inquire and ask on your take on the communication you talked about that you have to listen the students. But sometimes these learners are also very quick. As they are fond of making a series of excuses. So now, if we don't become firm and we listen to every excuse that comes, then where are we heading?
Well, that was one of the characteristics of an effective teacher, listening. But I've said you are a manager, you're also an authority, all right? When you observe people talking to you as you listen, People can talk volumes non-verbally. You should be a creative thinker and very listening and observant. If I'm communicating with Sister Aquilina here, as she's talking and I'm looking at her, non-verbally she can tell me a lot of what does not come through her words. You understand? So, as a person who is a critical thinker and a critical observer and as a listener, a child who is telling you a lie, you'll see. Even the twist of the mouth and the eyes. All right? So, learn the skill of observing as you listen. The non-verbal cues tell much more than what a person speaks using the mouth. Got any?
And Father, to add on the few questions, remember when the Father said that you can't stop the child from going somewhere. You can say, go. Then you see the boundaries are this. You listen, the child talks, he said, I have heard. This one is not to be allowed. He wasn't implying that we should allow them to override us.
I wanted to say that there are some people who are attached, but they would like maybe to see you in person. There are things which you can't share here in open. Maybe there are some people who would want to share with you their experiences, maybe what has touched them. And I don't know whether that time after lunch, as we wait for Mass, whether it will be available for them. It's so that it is easier for them to get one-on-one and then they share. But otherwise, thank you so much, Father. For the first session, you helped us to remind us who is a teacher and the responsibility of a teacher. And I think from here, many of us, we are going again to change because you have reminded us. Though we studied them, and then we talk, but when you have the emphasis, I think people are going to be remembering of what we are supposed to do, our responsibility. And when we are carrying our responsibility, we need to be a parent, we need to be a guider, we need to be, I think many of us who have picked, I don't know other people. That's why I'll ask the dose to summarize for us, maybe what for you have learned. And as we share, as we are going to share, to that time, let us not run at phones and others. Let us share. Because there are many things which, you know, as a teacher, I was moving on to finish the syllabus. But the learners, we needed to internalize what was being covered. And then let us use that time. Maybe as we are interacting with each other, there's somebody whom you are fearing to see eye to eye. This is the time for you. Kwekaza, and you move to that person. Kwekazo gende. Maybe also the non-teaching staff, maybe we've been seeing them far away. Maybe they can also interact with us. Let us not run and say on our phones on what, but let us interact because he has given it all. Then this is our time also to internalize and the way forward. What are we going to do? So that Ave Maria is not seen as a purity or as what, but what are we going to give out? Are we saying, as he was telling us, are we saying? Or also, as we are saying, let it be a hot cake. Not this, something is about to perish. Let us give it. Father, thank you so much. Maybe as we are waiting for our lunch, it is coming. The dose is coming to summarize as the academic also is coming, so you tell us what have you learned and what do you want us to be as we are going to leave this term.
Thank you so much, teacher, for this opportunity. I thank so much, Father, for your very good words that you gave us this day. Really, they are so touching, and it has caused a change in my life and in the lives of our colleagues. I have been noting a few things. I did note everything. So, in the brief recaps of what I noted down, I picked from a quotation by Socrates, where saying that unexamined life is not worth living. That most people do exist, but they don't live. That was a very big question. And he asked the question, why am I living? I answered that somehow in my heart that I should really live a positive life, a life that can cause a change in the society where I live. Another question was, why do I get hungry? Why do I get hungry? We demonstrated with Sister Allen using the hand that when you get hungry, the heart begins to expand. I felt also much pity about myself, why I always get hungry. And then he went ahead and talked about he talked about the teacher and said that as we stay here, one, the few points I noted is one, be a good team player. Be a good team player. Appreciate one another. Appreciate one another. Give yourself a rest. Give yourself a rest. Get to know your co-worker. He posed a question to many participants here. Do you know all the co-workers, all the people you're working with? That was a very big task that he gave, he posed. That we should go ahead, not only to know these people within the institution here, but go ahead and know them, even where they come from. It's unfortunate. We are here. Our colleagues are from Chenjojo here, but we don't know where they come from. Exactly. At some point, we will need to really dig deeper and reach our colleagues. He said that we need to support one another. The support should be psychological, emotional, physical. We need to support one another. He talked about need for open communication. Need for open communication. This is where in the explanation said, in most cases, we are hungry with some people, but they don't know that we are hungry with them. So for you, you carry this person, but the person is not aware that you're really hungry with him or her. So let's have open communication. If you feel someone has annoyed you, get to the person, talk openly. Talk about respect for all members, respect for all members, irrespective of their capacity. But we need to give due respect to everyone. And then also esteem all members. And then I switch to the role of a teacher. One, a teacher facilitates learning. Is an assessor, is a counselor, an authority, a parent, an inspirer, a role model, a creative thinker, among others. Then I talked about also the process of the non-teaching staff, which I didn't note very many, but precisely the point I noted there was that you communicate only what can be communicated. Not all that you hear must be communicated, but communicate what can be communicated. And then crossing over, talked about sin. I noted 3 characteristics of sin. One is the willingness to do something wrong. You're aware it's wrong, but you're still willing to do it. Then 2, continuity in doing something wrong. You continuously do it's wrong. And then no remorse, having no repentance, even when you see you've done something wrong. Colleagues, these are a few that I noted down. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our boss. Then the academic deputy is going to tell us that what maybe is seeing and what has come out maybe is of value for us.
Thank you so much. Father, I want to take this chance to thank you for your time and honoring our invitation. I have personally benefited from this session, and I've learned a lot, and I'm sure we have all learned a lot. The first thing I learned was the definition of the retreat which he gave us from the military version, where he said, people who are on a battle withdraw from the front line to lay strategies on how to attack the enemy. And I was thinking about that, the reality is we have always had very busy schedules. The whole term, the whole year, we are working here and there with a lot of stress and challenges. A time like this is very important for us to get together and think about a way forward. How are we going to move now amidst situations of challenges? So I'm hoping that after this session, most especially now that the term has just started, we need to re-strategize and get to a point where we will think of how we are going to move forward together. The enemy here may not be clearly defined as it is in the other battles, but the enemy are the tasks which we have that are so challenging. So colleagues, I'm calling upon us to use this opportunity, each one of us, to think as an individual in your subject area, in the tasks that you have, lay strategies, and we move forward. Then I want to also repeat this because I have a different example where he talked of an examined life is not worth living. I was reading some book where the writer wrote and quoted that somebody died, and on the tombstone they wrote, he died at 90, but he lived for only 5 years. I liked this very much. To me, in my interpretation, the other 85 years, this individual had lived maybe a sinful life, but maybe the 5 years before death were the only productive years that this individual lived. He died at 90, but lived for only 5 years. When I look around, most of us are still young. Our father, in his last session, talked about sin. The sin that he talked about, these are things that eat us up in life, and we fail to live the life the way God intended us to live it. Retreats are necessary for us to relax, draw our brains off the other daily activities. He also talked about this retreat, that the reason is to reflect on the meaning of life and our existence. Sometimes we are overtaken by the other things and we fail to think about ourselves as individuals. But more importantly, he gave that reason of meeting with God in silence. And I want to refer us to the second definition of retreat which he gave us, which was spiritual. Okay? Kind of spiritual reflection. So let's meet, I use this time to meet God, our own Creator, in silence. I am happy that after this session, we are going to have other sessions of prayer. And a few more reasons for the retreat which he gave. Our father also hinted a lot about professionalism. And I did not give, I had put my hand up to appreciate Father, except I didn't give my appreciation on the areas of strength. You gave a well-balanced speech, which had respect for the characteristics of people who are seated here. There was respect of age. You recognized that among us we had the teaching staff members, and you gave us good work that was very relevant to the teachers. You also handled the non-teaching staff members, and information was given. I don't want to go back to the details of professionalism that Father hinted about, but I want to call each one of us to go back to the drawing table board and reflect the discrepancy between our practice and the expected professional standards as a teacher. In most cases, we tend to deviate in very many ways. We tend to drop our roles as teachers, as Father has said, and we completely leave. Yet this is our profession. This is a job that gives us or puts food on our table. So members, let's go and look at the roles of a teacher, and those who fall in the support staff category, look at the expectations and the roles as were highlighted. But I liked one thing there, where Father said and emphasized that it is necessary to do our jobs or our job willingly. The willingness is internal. And on that he emphasized, he talked about something called intrinsic motivation. Colleagues, you are aware that in most cases we have to come in and push here and there and there and there. When individuals are aware of their own roles, so we are calling upon us to have willingness to do our own job. I also want to talk about the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation which he talked about, and particularly he referred to students when he was talking about this. He said some students need extrinsic motivation. The extrinsic motivation is the external one. These have been the complaints going on all the time. The students are not motivated. There are a few who have intrinsic motivation. The intrinsic is the internal. That within an individual, someone feels they should wake up and read. Someone feels even when they are not told to read, they should go and read. Someone feels the urge, the willingness, the desire to perform. But most of them do not have this desire. So it is our role as teachers, as counselors, like they have told us, to play, to exercise, to motivate these learners who are not intrinsically motivated. The extrinsic motivation is highly needed, and I would want to draw our attention to the candidates that we have. We are complaining that most of them are not moving. Let us be there for them. At this moment, we should not neglect them. We should not be far from them. We need to create positive words that will create an impact on a learner, and a lot more. Father also told us that it is necessary to guard our job. Guard our job, or guard your job, because if I can refer to very many things here, there are many people who are competing for the same job that you have. So guard it jealously so that it is not taken away from us. Father talked about something I can